This video is a follow-up to a previous video that I made that someone's posted a set of criticisms under. Now, I'm going to state something here. When we deal with claims that are dangerous, by definition, if I tell you how to build a cannon, a firearm, or a cap gun, there's potential danger. People take this sort of thing more seriously or way too seriously compared to health claims. And some people get angry when you call into question health claims. And I'm dealing with criticism like that under one of my videos. I'm going to quickly review the previous video. The efficacy of treatments presented by Stanislaw Rajmund Burzynski. The efficacy of these treatments has never been demonstrated against cancer, which is what it's supposed to be for. He has never agreed to any randomized, controlled, peer-reviewed trials unless absolutely pushed to the limit. He has never shown effectiveness. He's never allowed people to reproduce his results. He gives the treatment he came up with a sort of a trademark name so that he can basically fight people to the death to keep them from ever even double-checking it. That is the effect he has. He says it's a different intent, but what he ends up doing is a pattern of behavior that says, don't test my research, you can't touch it. And he charges $10,000 a month in some cases to people who 0% have had any improvement. It's not even just that it doesn't cure cancer. It shows a lack of improvement. He has never published scientific literature proving what he claimed. And it has several side effects have occurred because this is a neurologically toxic therapy. Screaming at the top of your lungs that all cancer treatments, radiation or chemo, are lethal and toxic or whatever, while you're doing the same thing and having fewer successes. That is something that is a set of arguments that can be double-checked, and you can decide to agree with me or not. His pattern of behavior also includes suing the living shit out of people who mention his name because he's given that essentially a copyright by accident or on purpose, and his treatment. And here we go. The claims that I was evaluating in that video were people posting claims that may or may not have been ignorant or just mixing up details by accident, or may have been malicious or totally innocent. But I was addressing each one in sequence. And then someone decided to pick apart my video. Okay. Now remember, I was responding to someone else's comments that may have not even been on topic. Person states a claim. It wasn't NCI, which is an organization, National Cancer Institute, probably. Again, people keep using initialisms instead of spelling it out. That tried to steal the patent. There is a claim that I was dealing with from a person that something called NCI, which there's dozens of organizations and groups and individuals named, initialisms for NCI, stole a patent from Mr. Burzynski. And I pointed out in the video, Mr. Burzynski does not have that many patents to steal, hasn't gotten all of the patents he's applied for. And where did this claim come from? And the people pointed me to one of two videos. The videos are long-form infomercials. No, that's not anything other than what they are, because it's someone trying to sell something that they get a shit ton of money for, and they're not going to be neutral on it. And again, if you post a video contradicting it, if you're not really, really careful, your video gets taken down for copyright violations or trademark violations. The claim this person's presenting is that it wasn't NCI. Now remember that. And the other claim is that a doctor named Dvorit Samid and the Department of Health and Human Services tried to patent the use of a certain compound or material that was also an ingredient in what Burzynski patented. Now, when you look up patents by Burzynski, you find a stack of patents that are applied for, some granted, some not, and they almost always fixate on cancer treatment. Okay, he's a medical doctor, he is. And it uses the word Antineoplastons. Now, that actually has to do with, if you're not aware of it, a name derived from what the cells do. It's describing a counter method for what cells do during cancer, during the process that cancer actually implements when it attacks you. It's a complicated subject. You're going to have to go look this up a lot more than anybody else if you actually care about it. But here we go. I mean, it's a deep dive. So now it's gone from claiming that someone patented antineoplastons to phenylacetate. Phenylacetate has more than one meaning as a word. This is a very vague statement. And the claim is that it wasn't a claim that the patent was attempted to be stole by NCI. Okay, well, we're going to have a clarification maybe. Next, the person says, targeted gene therapy is well known to be more effective cancer treatment in today's standards. By today's standards is what you're probably saying. What's your answer for that? I'm saying that that has nothing to do with the original claim that I was dealing with in the video, which is someone said NCI and a Dr. Samid tried to patent something when there's no evidence of him trying to patent it. Again, the claim was it was antineoplastons, not phenylacetate. Targeted therapy uses monoclonal antibodies, small molecule drugs to target specific genes, proteins, enzymes that let cancer survive and grow, to try to disrupt it. Yes, that sounds a great deal like just a variation on chemotherapy, but it's specific for dealing with the genetic and, more importantly, the engine of reproduction inside of the cells. Now, one of the claims is they alleged Burzynski's patents covered everything except phenylacetate, and that compound is what Dr. Samid focused on, which is why she did it, but it wasn't as effective as the combination of compounds for the same reason that water doesn't taste like Coca-Cola. Okay. Now, or carbonated soda isn't Coca-Cola. It's one of the ingredients. Now, the person said they. Are you talking about the film, Big Pharmaceutical, Burzynski, who alleged that the patents covered everything except the phenylacetate? And why? I asked the questions in a minute, but all of that was addressed in the film, is the person's claim. Not in the fashion you described. You aren't accurately depicting what the movie says. Did you even watch it? No, because watching something that is overtly an infomercial is the last thing on earth you want to do for looking up a claim. The claim here is this is a medical doctor who's fighting cancer, and as I mentioned, trying to look up his scientific work where he's sharing it, at least letting you know that he's not full of shit, is nearly non-existent. And the one or two claims you find are a success story from a cancerous tumor that may or may not have been cancer. My video addressed a YouTube commenter's claim that Dvorit, Samid, NCI, and others filed patents for antineoplastons. The original claim did not claim phenylacetate as an antiplastone or specify phenylacetate in any way, and that it was done, and it also claimed that it was done to 11 patents infringing on Mr. Burzynski, our hero here, but Burzynski didn't have an application and success rate to give him 11 patents to infringe on, meaning they weren't patentable. Remember how loose the patent designations are now. You can patent almost anything, including shit that doesn't work. Phenylacetate may refer to the ester of phenol and acetic acid, or the conjugate base of phenylacetic acid. It should properly specify what's being discussed and why, and whether or not it's isolated or whatever. When anybody who says, I'm science, says something that you have to find a disambiguation page on fucking Wikipedia on. Yes, phenylacetate is a specific name, but its usage is not specific enough. Based on the presumption that people with cancer lack something in them and it causes the cancer, the idea is that you could replace it with something and cure cancer, or at least slow it down. Stanislaw Rajmund Burzynski first proposed antineoplastons as kind of a buzzword for that activity in 1976. Next, the Burzynski Clinic was founded a year later in Texas. 1986, he at least acknowledged to have begun selling and administering various chemical compounds and mixtures under the same banner that aren't necessarily the same thing. Since 168 results for phenylacetate and cancer existed before 1975. Concerning cancer, why would this be a valid claim that's saying phenylacetate, which you're saying couldn't be patented because it was already part of prior art, and you'd have to find some bizarre use that's not related to cancer actually for this. When did Stanislaw Burzynski first mention phenylacetate? And again, the claim is someone went ahead and did a patent concerning that. So did other people. So other people didn't do patents. They did papers on explaining exactly its mechanism. How far back? To the 1960s. This was known tech. This was understood as being a potential for curing cancer or treating it or an ingredient. Having someone else attempt to get a patent, they weren't granted apparently, from any of these organizations that is laser focused on Burzynski means that Burzynski's taking a person who he worked around, who may or may not have even gotten a patent, your claim is that it was an attempt and it failed, as being an infringement on him, aka litigious bastard in a courtroom behavior kind of thing. Am I being detained? Did the Burzynski movie claim that Dvorit Samid, the researcher, filed patents for Antineoplastons? Or did they say that she filed for phenylacetate mixed with something or in process for something? Is he making it clear? Is he providing patent numbers? I didn't see those. Well, you can see them on screen. No, actually you can't. Did Burzynski movie, as it's called, cite in an incriminating way a 1993 internal National Cancer Institute, NCI memo, mentioning phenylacetate as if it were an antineoplastone? Is this propaganda? Is it a salesmanship thing? Is it a long-form fucking commercial? Now, I've asked these questions to the person, and as of today, the person has given up responding to me. Phenylacetate was well known and not covered under the patent for the other antineoplaston compounds. Oh, now you're acknowledging it's more than one compound. Or is it? That's literally the point of the video portrays, so I don't know what your point of contention is, WAPTech. My point of contention is that it's a claim with no merit and is not backed up, and the person doing the video isn't doing a decent job, and there's an entire description section where someone could stop e-begging and just give us links. I am doing a better job doing citations, in spite of YouTube flagging the fuck out of me for it, under duress, goddammit, than this son of a bitch who's been making money since the 70s, selling people a non-useful medical treatment. I don't care what the video says. Address the damn subject. Claim. Samid, Dr. Samid, thought that the compound had merit. So did a lot of people since the 60s. Obviously chose to use his research, or 380 other people, to secure funding disguised as her knowledge and research. Or maybe she discovered a new and novel usage. The truth was, it did very little in the grand scheme of things. Then why bring it up? You're trying to create a conspiracy theory with a puff of farts here. Her research failed to produce results. So did his. I doubt she cared. She was paid to do that research. If you're going to claim she committed medical or technical fraud, fine, but this isn't even a basis to even discuss it. Next, I don't agree or disagree with the efficacy of his treatments. It really doesn't sound like that. But okay. Whether true or false, it's up to everyone to decide. No. When it comes to somebody overtly going out of the way to not prove his claims that could save or kill somebody, it's up to us all to decide and debunk. You're being deceptive. No, I'm fucking not. Stop saying that. Your comments are going to get deleted if you don't stop this. Do your research about the claim, what it was. The claim in the video had nothing to do with what really happened or his claims before. He keeps changing his story. I love seeing counterpoint. That's why I viewed the video. You seem unhinged, bro. Don't get mad when someone points out your inaccuracies or calling me a liar. You can do the vid as you please. I just did. Conclusion. You didn't ignore every single point I did, but you made it to where I had to beg you to get an answer. If you're going to make these claims into my videos and they're completely false, I'm going to delete them. I'm going to archive the whole thing, and I'll delete it after I do a video. Again, all you had to do is answer the questions in a timely way and stop making it about trying to, well, we have to address the video. No, we address the subject matter. The video you're talking about is a fucking infomercial. Okay? Everything but people spilling spaghetti. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Good luck with that. I hope I don't get flagged for this or sue.